Hello, Marco. Sorry.
Oh, that was a jump scare.
I
Oh.
kind of wish I just whispered it in your ear then. Hello, Marco.
You're lucky that I didn't swear.
Oh dear. How are you?
Uh, Relatively good.
Good. Anything happened over the last week?
Last week? No, not really. It's just some frustrating things at work.
Ah, I mean
Yeah.
that's the definition of work, isn't it? Frustration.
No, I'm not really. I'm usually pretty good with that. But when someone doesn't want to understand and they're convinced that they are on the right, it's
Yeah, I get what you mean. Oh dear. Um, I don't think I've been up to much. Actually, no, I haven't been up to much. I feel like I did. Oh, it was Mother's Day over here last week.
oh yeah. On Sunday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. For us
Sunday.
as well.
Is it the same for you as well? Okay.
Yep. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I the day that the Mother's Day occurs at changed because
Okay.
once, like years back, it used to be the first Sunday of May,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why that it looks like they changed it, but I don't know.
Wasn't last week the first Sunday of May? Oh no, that's the second Sunday of May. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was the first Sunday, actually.
maybe they're trying to standardize the Mother's Day around the world.
Maybe. Dates around the world. Second Sunday of February. Oh,
February,
that's
Mother's Day.
Norway. 3rd of
Oh,
March in Georgia. 8th of March is International Women's Day.
yeah, and that's always the same.
The fourth Sunday in Lent is Mothering Sunday in the UK, which is the 10th. So that was last Friday.
What?
Oh my gosh. Mother's Day.
No, definitely not.
You need to log on to Wikipedia then.
What did you say? The last Sunday in
No, the fourth Sunday in Lent is Mothering Sunday, which was the 10th of March
March,
Lent.
not
in
May.
oh God, we're in May already. Jeez.
Yeah, you just lost 2 weeks, 2 months of
Two
your life.
months.
I know that feeling. I really do. Really do. Yeah. We're trying to figure out the date for the next hackathon, and it's like, well, um, so the last one, what was April, end of April,
Yeah.
and we normally try and get one in each quarter, and our quarters run uh May, June, July. Yeah, May, June, July, I think is a quarter. So our financial year actually starts in February. So February, March, April, May, then May, June, July.
Mhm.
Um, but in July, I'm probably like pimping myself out to a different team. So that then means like you've got May and June, and it's like, well, we've just had one at the end of April. Do we really want it in May or June? But then if we wait till August, everyone goes on school or summer holidays, etc. So
Mm.
it's so hard trying to fit these things in.
Well, we did have hackathons in August.
Yeah, I think we're pitching for hopefully the end of August. It does look like
Yeah.
it's happened before, and it's arguable. It's like, well, actually, if we normally get fewer contributions in August because it's holiday season, maybe doing a hackathon will help. But I don't know. I think you can overthink these things, and actually, like, doesn't really matter when it is. It just don't want to do too many, but also don't want to go for too long without having one, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
Have one every month. Why not?
Hackathon, yeah.
Oh, the hackamon.
Right.
What's occurring anyway? I suppose I should download last week's before I forget. And yeah, upload that. Oh God, what am I doing? I'm not even signed in. Has someone got something fun for us to look at this week?
I was
Oh
just
god.
having a look at responding to your suggestion for the core team page revamp, because it's
Which one was
almost yeah, you know, the MR to update the core team page for the alumni.
Yeah,
And
but I couldn't remember what my suggestion was.
oh no, it was basically just yeah, removing the remote basically.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, try to remove some duplication on the rake file, but I'm not too sure about that because I never worked with rake file. It was basically a copy and paste.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, nothing too much.
Andrew, anything exciting?
Oh gosh, I've got 5 merge requests open now, all in draft status, all for semi non-trivial things.
I know
Oh,
that
I also
feeling.
have.
Kind of dug myself into a hole here where I've now got to juggle all this stuff, and it's kind of annoying. I would be
Yeah.
keen to go through an API merge request I've got open.
Oh,
I'll
sounds
whack
fun.
it.
Sounds a bit different.
And it's not a REST API.
It is a REST API at the moment.
It's not a GraphQL API, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, like GraphQL, I spend a lot of time. I really like it. I spend a lot of time in there, but it might be fun to look at REST because I don't that often.
I did get not told off by someone, but I did get questioned about why I'm doing a REST API and not GraphQL.
Yeah,
Is it a
why?
new endpoint that you're creating, or is it changes to?
It's a new endpoint.
Why? Yeah, so why are you using the REST API?
Because the original issue is asking for REST endpoints. I meant the reply I gave was that the original issue is asking for REST endpoints. I'm more than happy to add a GraphQL endpoint as well. I just want to make sure that I'm going down the right path with the implementation first.
Cool. Do
I
you
think there
remember what
is.
was discussed last week, by the way, so that I can put a quick description in the video and upload it?
We had a look at figuring out whether or not to introduce a different Jira integration or changing the current Jira integration, and we ended up basically opening an issue and tagging in the integrations
The
team.
experts.
Yep. And then after that, I think we had a look with Missy at some front end specs.
We also talked a bit about setting up a GDK for a new potential contributor.
Yep.
Well
And we said,
remembered. Wow.
download GDK in a box.
Yeah,
Nice.
basically that was the
and
So
see how it goes.
Raymond did a training session with our or some of our solution architects, and what's the other term that I'm probably looking for? I think customer success team. So there's like an incentive scheme for them to basically get contributors to us. So like he did a little session and a bunch of them like set up GDK in a box, and I think some of them are even trying to like make a contribution themselves to sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, get a bit of empathy for the people that they're going to be trying to get to contribute, so to speak. And we got some pretty good feedback. The biggest cock up was at some point I've uploaded a new image and I obviously put the wrong link in. So they were downloading like an old version of GDK in a box.
we should automate creating the GDK in a box and publishing the link and all of that.
So I think that my plan was always if and when we get enough sort of feedback and users, and you know what I mean, it becomes worthwhile. At the moment, the human error aspect, yeah, I'll take that because it did cause a bit of issues where people were downloading the wrong version. But all I really do, I pull down the previous version, I
Yeah.
run GDK update, I do a tiny bit of cleanup, and then I sort of zip it back up and upload it and then update the link. So it's sort of like a couple of hours it takes. Now, if I want to be able to do that for like VirtualBox and for UTM and all the automation and stuff, it's just like mind-blowingly complex. Like I started looking at Ansible and Puppeteer and stuff, and it was just like this isn't gonna work.
I relatively recently found out about a tool that lets you create all sort of images, because I use that to create images for the AMI images for Amazon.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember the name, but I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not logged in. Come on.
I think that's what I was kind of looking at. I think, Packer. Was it Packer?
Yeah, Packer. Yes.
So again,
We used
that's
to
what
use that, yeah.
I started down that route, but it just looked like a nightmare because it doesn't do it itself. You need to then pair it with all these other things. And then like, so if I need VirtualBox installed and configured and UTM installed and configured, and like I think the thought of putting that into CI was just like that's going to take me like months of engineering to do something that's going to save me 2 hours a month. So I just didn't really.
Yeah, the cool thing about automating it is that you could create a scheduled pipeline to run every couple of days so that you always have
Oh
enough.
yeah, be much more up to date. Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe wait for some more feedback and see how it goes.
That's kind of where I'm going. And then even like it's like, okay, who fancies doing? It might be that maybe we could automate maybe the Linux or the VirtualBox one would be a lot simpler to automate. Maybe the UTM one, like I think when I looked at UTM, there's some kind of connectors for Packer or what. Yeah, it just looked like a nightmare. So but maybe focusing, because VirtualBox will work on Windows and Linux and Intel Macs, maybe that is worth doing that one first.
Hmm.
Hay fever season is here. So yeah, do you want to show us your API, Andrew? Or?
Yeah, I am just quickly testing everything.
By the way, I kind of have a rationale for going for REST or GraphQL, because anything that goes towards the UI, doing that with GraphQL is so much easier because you have smart queries and all of that stuff.
Mhm.
While if you expose an API that's going to be consumed mostly by, for example, curl, writing a GraphQL thing for curl is kind of not so good, but using a REST API is much easier.
I think the other thing that I would sort of say is, I guess you'll explain or we'll figure out where I understand what this does in a minute, this API. But if it's like the projects API, then GraphQL is amazing because you can get the projects and their authors and their branches and their, you can get this relational structured data, which is amazing. With the REST API, if this is something like an API to get a specific file or to change a setting or something like that, then you don't need all these types that you can nest, etc., all that kind of complexity.
Yeah.
So this one.
Yeah, I started having a look through popular issues just to pick some stuff up. This one came up. Their use case, I think, was in some CI/CD pipelines.
Yeah.
They want a way to just list all of the uploads to a project. And
I think we might even tried looking at this in Ghent at the Contributor Days event. I might be mistaken. But yeah, sorry, go on, Andrew.
Very possibly, because after I did this, I went digging further and found your name attached to things. as always. Yeah, I had a look at this. I saw these, but none of them are actually open or related, and the merged ones aren't like relevant.
Right.
But I think it was I didn't check these linked issues, and I think in the linked issues there's an open merge request from sometime last year. Maybe this one, yeah. Yeah, February last
Yeah,
year, and
that
I
was
think a
the
year.
event
There we
in
go.
Gen. Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, and they've
It's amazing
implemented.
the things that you remember and the things that you don't remember, right? Like, I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I remember what happened in Ghent 2 years ago.
Yeah, they've implemented something kind of similar. Um, API entity for the upload model, a simple get for the list of uploads, and oh, they've had a test. I didn't see that, and then a test. I could probably
Oh.
expand upon that instead, but yeah, I only found that out after I'd implemented this.
Yeah.
So yeah, the lesson there is dig deeper. It's fine. It's only a pretty small change. Yeah, going through this. So yeah, they want to get a list of all the uploads and the acts and a particular upload.
Yeah.
So I've implemented that here. This is a list of uploads for this project, Flight.js.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah.
You do another upload and we go from, so Daisy, what's that? 7 up to 8, well, index 7 now. So
Yeah.
that lists them there. And then using the secret, which is what I think that's what the delete uses. Where is that? It's in the project API. Upload a file. List of file. Oh,
The file uploads ever actually get deleted because as soon as you paste it in, like, even if you don't submit the comment, right, it still stays there.
don't know. Post upload. Upload a file. List of that's. I can't remember. Somewhere else use the secret. So if you do uploads secret, it'll fetch just that one individual file.
Okay. Yeah.
Using the file name. File name doesn't exist on the database, and file name would be a bad thing anyway, because you could upload 2 files with the same file
Yeah.
name, but they would be
Yeah.
different things. Secret is the only unique thing other than ID, but that seems like an easy way to do
And I
object
assume
traversal
the
or something.
secret is what's embedded in the URL in the comment when you actually do like an upload and put it in the comment.
Yeah. So there's a URL there which contains the secret, and then there's a full path which contains the secret. I don't know why there's a URL and a full path. I think the only one you'd ever use is the full path, but that's what you get when you upload a file. Actually, yeah. So when you upload it, you get the alt, which is just the base name of the file name minus the extension.
Oh yeah, so that's what goes in the square brackets. Yeah.
This is only used, or this is used for the markdown snippet that gets added in.
Yeah. Yeah.
The full path. This is the formatted version of the
Yeah.
markdown snippet. And then the upload thing, which is just the upload URL minus that. All of that to say, there's now a get endpoint for all the files uploaded and an individual file. There's no delete. There's nothing like that yet.
Okay.
On the MR here, it was mentioned, why aren't you doing a GraphQL? Because that's the vision, which, yep, that's fine. I think in this use case, like Marco was saying before, GraphQL is a poor choice because you're doing it in CI/CD. You don't want to have a whole GraphQL library just to do a curl command.
Yeah.
And within the GraphQL endpoints itself, there's only one upload. It's not even a query, it's a mutation to delete. Oh, this is where it would have been. Delete, yeah. Yeah, that's the only GraphQL endpoint that handles uploads. there's
You
talk
sure
on
about that?
here. If you can find another one, please let me know.
Can't you update the achievement image?
No, this is specifically uploading files to. It's not the repo. I don't even know what to how. Well, actually, they do
Yeah,
end up in the same place, I guess, don't they?
they do, because the upload is actually a polymorphic
Yeah,
table.
yeah,
So they can be linked to achievements, or in this case, when you're uploading it, it's going to the project. So these are
yeah,
project uploads, I guess, not achievement uploads.
yeah,
The
yeah,
database
yeah,
table's the same. They're technically kind of different, I guess.
yeah.
These are uploads for a particular project.
Yeah, like you wouldn't say give me all the uploaded avatars. You
mhm.
would just say give me all. So sorry, you wouldn't say give me all the uploaded achievement avatars. You'd just say give me the achievements, and then you can include the avatars
Yeah,
with that sort of thing.
yeah. So while yes, I do agree that GraphQL queries need to be added for uploads, that's not in scope of this, and I think that would be a future scoped thing to bring all of the other upload APIs over to GraphQL. But yeah, the point of this was the implementation of how this is done is awkward.
Hmm.
Get list of users. So the only REST endpoint at the moment was for uploading a file.
Mm-hmm.
This uses the upload service.
Mhm.
That's funny.
If
I
we
think I
check
just
this,
saw Robert's name as a core team member, and this last changed 8 years ago.
uh, um, okay, so this upload service, you pass it the model, which is project, you pass it the file, which is what you've uploaded. The uploader class, which is just what handles the uploads, and the context, which I don't think is, yeah, neither of those are passing for this.
Having scary
So it's a
flashbacks of when I upload when I did the achievement stuff. This was quite hard to get my head around at one point. Yeah, go on.
um so yeah, so this upload service, it doesn't upload, but it returns the file uploader class and not the actual uploaded file object.
Right.
The Well, and then when you come back in here, it presents it with a regular presenter, but it's a project upload presenter, which expects a file uploader class and not an upload model.
Okay.
So going down that path leads madness.
Hmm.
This file uploader implements a bunch of these extra attributes that, oh gosh, file from things like this file markdown link builder,
Right.
which is what generates the markdown and the markdown link.
Mm-hmm.
This full path is built within there. Secure URL is built in the that the upload. No, I think it's in the file uploader. Secure URL. Yeah, so that's built there. So none of these fields belong to an upload model.
Right.
The problem is, if you can see where this is going, when
Hmm.
implementing these endpoints, we're trying to fetch a model of an upload model, and we don't have a file uploader because we're not uploading files. So I built a upload finder, passing in the
Right.
project, which gets all of them, and then paginating it. If you pass in a secret, it does exactly the same, but passes in the secret as
Okay.
well. This upload finder, though, actually returns because it's a finder,
Mm-hmm.
it returns the,
Model.
what is it? No, not the model. The other thing. Active record
Uh,
relationship.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because finders are supposed to return relationships.
Yeah.
Which is fine. This handles those things. But then when trying to present it, I can't reuse I've already forgotten what it's called. This API entity because it's expecting the file uploader and not an actual model. So
Right.
the bulk of this change request is actually, so that's just the finder, is actually re-implementing what this uploader and related
But
classes
in the
do.
model, essentially.
But in the model,
That
yeah.
seems like a much more logical place for it to live in my mind.
Yep.
Yeah, it does mean that the model is now implementing the file markdown link builder, which I mean, actually, maybe I could possibly move this stuff into the whatever it's called, into the
Entity.
entity. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, yeah. This is why I want to have this call. Where should this go? Should I be duplicating this stuff? I've re-implemented this entity, which I mean, it's basically a copy of that, but accepts an upload for this instead of an uploader.
Nice, yeah.
And then I've added some extra information because we actually have that information. Now we're using the model instead of an uploader class.
Awesome.
That's
I
adding that in. And then I've got some specs, which I've got. Oh no, hang on a minute. Did I reset? No, I didn't. Yeah, I've got some specs as well.
I have a question. Is it possible
Yes.
to, after you have moved, basically rewritten the logic to be in a more logical place, like on the model, is it possible to refactor the project upload and so that we don't have different logic and have logical logic?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Blah, blah. It almost certainly is possible to refactor it. It's definitely not within scope of this merge request to do that.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
that would be a follow-up merge request to do.
Yeah.
It should be. I mean, I'm no. I don't know. It depends if this file uploader actually saves the upload. It looks like it does, or is it just passing it around everywhere? Maybe. Yeah, I definitely think that would be a worthwhile refactor. So we're actually returning the same stuff via the same code path.
So have you still got is the full path still in the entity, or have you moved that into the model?
Full path. Let me check my. What's it called? Project. Oh. Upload, read. I need a better name for this as well. Full path is just part of the entity.
So why is that part of the entity? Isn't that something that you want
The
to
model.
always be available for project upload or upload?
Maybe I've only done this because that's what the existing one does. Very open to
No,
moving
it's
this
just that
elsewhere if
what
you
you
think it's
did with the
worthwhile.
other stuff made perfect sense. Do you know what I mean? Like moving the other stuff into the model seemed logical.
Yeah.
So I personally don't see any reason
To
why the
not do
full
that with this.
path wouldn't be in the model as well, really. But there possibly could be one.
I wish it would autocomplete the end there. Yeah.
And show project uploads path. Oh, that's Rails magic to get the URL from the root name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm not sure if helpers are available here or not. I guess you'll find out soon.
Should that be part of the? Yeah. Should we be calling path Rails root and stuff within a model? I'm not really sure.
Good question, actually. Maybe that's the reason. And because I've added, what have I added recently? The achievements. No, I added the namespace achievements URL I exposed. And to be fair, I did it in the GraphQL type. So I suppose, yeah, you could argue that's something that the model shouldn't really.
But you can, because I, for example, had to, for the to-dos view application, I had to tweak the to-do model to return path to the target, basically. And I didn't have the reviewers complain about using GitLab routing and URLs helper from the model.
Okay. It seems like it makes sense, because what I'd say is you want to be able to access. I think don't forget to get the method yet.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it makes sense that you want to be able to call full path like from different places. It might be that like someone, I don't know, someone that understands Ruby better might say, oh, it should be like a concern, or it should be I don't know what you'd call it, like some kind of extension, or so I don't know. But yeah, it seems to me like you want it in a lot of scenarios. So putting it there makes sense. So remind me then, have we now we've only got one entity model? Yeah, you haven't needed to use two, one for file uploads and one for like listing files. You've been able to repurpose the same one.
There are two entity models. There's this one that accepts an upload model, and then the original one that handles it with the file uploader class.
Okay. And you can't simply...
And that's what I was saying would be a refactor later on. Because, yeah, like refactoring this would be... where is it? Changing this to not return whatever this is.
But do you
because this is returning the uploader, this would have to return... I mean, this should be returning
I'm just wondering if
a
you can just call like uploader.file or uploader.upload, or like if it's a single call to fix it, then I think it would be...
I think I tried doing something like that, and I don't think it worked.
A lot more complex than it appeared.
Let me whack in pf upload dot inspect, because that's the best way to debug everything. Hopefully it's going to... Don't worry, that private token is only local.
Yeah, I figured.
So this is the file uploader we have. We've got the model file.
So you have the file.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to search for upload. Uploader. Upload ID. So there is the upload. Upload dot upload. Inspect. That does, yeah. I was like, it could be the upload. Upload dot upload, and we want this entity now. And we should get more information back, which shouldn't be a breaking change because the existing stuff is still there. Nope.
What's it complaining about?
Yeah. Undefined
Undefined method show.
So
Yeah.
that
You
looks
have
like
to use this.
I think
Oh,
would it
that's
be
because
the same include that's being referenced in the entity at the moment? You just need to move that include, do you, to the yeah,
yeah.
or
Oh, nope, that's the wrong one.
Marco's suggestion is just to prefix the call, which I prefer actually.
Yeah, so you don't bring in everything.
So let me jump into here. So what am I? What do you want? Sorry,
It's on the Zoom chat.
like that? Oh,
Almost.
Almost dot helpers or something like that. I mean,
dot helpers dot. Is that?
Yes, and I'm not sure it's I'm not sure
Yeah,
it's
don't think
yeah.
you'll need that in here, but
Actually, there's no login notes there.
there's also okay. Yeah,
bingo.
okay.
So yeah, so that's also a possibility, and then I could delete the.
Yeah. And
Actually,
then you
I
don't have to
wouldn't
give it
delete.
the yeah, exactly. You don't have to call it that funny name. You can repurpose the original one, right?
I don't need that in there anymore. That would become this.
Yeah.
Uh, and then in the API,
Nice.
On the upload API, just to be more clear, I would rename upload to uploader because that's what the service is returning.
Yeah.
yes.
Nice.
Would you do it that way, or should like direct just add it there? No preference.
Either or. No preference.
Maybe this way it's clear that you have something in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So I forget, did we have more open questions?
I'd be right back.
I can delete that one now. I have my spec file. This is a spec for the finders. I guess there's no need. Do you write specs for entity files?
Oh, I don't know.
No, you don't.
My
Cool.
suspicion is that maybe the API spec would test the entity, if that makes sense, because you'll be checking the. Oh no, there are.
Some of them do. Okay. Where's like issues? Okay. Maybe add a spec in for the entity as well now. Let me just check. Ooh, what do we have here now then? So that's, yeah, if you don't pass them all, don't throw an error, don't pick there. Moving full path into that one. Or project upload, yeah, moving everything into there and deleting that one. Everything uses that now. That's getting the first. What else did I change on that line? Oh yeah, that. Renaming that one. And add that spec file in. Does that still pass? It should do. I've not changed that, I don't think. I'm just going to assume it's working. Yeah. And push that up there. Cool.
Ooh, PFL. Push force release.
Correct. Yeah.
Hmm.
Someone was asking about that. Yeah, on another Zoom call.
Awesome.
I think that was everything I had about this one then. Yeah. Does anyone else want to go through one of their merge requests or
We
talk about
haven't
something
got
else?
tons of time left. Let me just have a look out of interest what I have actually got open at the moment. Oh, 12, and that's quite good for me. There, we could do a really small. Do we all love CI components?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Nice. Let's do a really simple. So there's a really interesting discussion, conversation.
I'm going to prepare my lunch in the meantime.
We'll share just one window and hope for the best.
Oh, I posted that link in completely the wrong chat, didn't I?
So, someone's created an issue. I don't think I saw that.
Ooh, Markdown lint. Very nice tool.
Interesting having my silent jobs pass with the green tick, even when lint is found. As long as the lint itself didn't crash. Okay. Nice.
I'm confused by that.
So we're basically saying, I think that the user will pass an exit code in. I think this is what let me just. So run the command with the glob. If it fails, then return the exit code that was passed in, like, as an argument, I guess. And then it's saying if the argument, the exit code that's passed in was 1, and the code quality report exists, and
Don't fail on lint.
yeah, then exit with a 0. Otherwise, return. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so it's not what's passed in. It takes the exit code from here, and basically it causes this to return true essentially, but stores the exit code in here for later. And then, yeah, basically if you've said don't explode, then it'll exit with 0. Otherwise, yeah, okay. That makes
And then
sense
what
to
was the
me.
comment? What
Oh,
was his
that
comment
basically that I think they've got their own GitLab instance, and they've
Hmm.
maybe created their own version of this component, and just sort of basically saying, "Oh, do you want me to sort of share this so you can implement it here as well?" And that seems like nice. Although they've basically done that, but their implementation may end up being a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I feel like allow failure is the correct way to go with that.
But they want a green tick. They don't want an orange exclamation mark.
Yeah.
I'm curious why they want a green tick. Yeah,
Because it sounds like they want a green tick just for the sake of a green tick.
Yeah. Yeah, I
which
don't
is
know.
what the allow failure is, and you just get an orange thing.
I think I know the answer to this. I
You
think I know the answer to this.
You cannot create components with Boolean values at the moment, or did
You
they?
can.
You can now?
Yeah. I mean, this one already does that. I'll show you.
Because when I created our own components, for example, I had to leave allow failure outside because I couldn't pass in a Boolean value.
I said that, and now I'm confused. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, allow failure. Oh yeah. So maybe now they fixed that.
You can do arrays now as well. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
That is a massive win in my eyes, and I've used it already here. So I only just found out about these output formatters for Markdown lint. So I think I now understand exactly what and why. I think what they probably want is, so now that we've added the ability to do, like, to output the code quality report, I think what they probably want is to visualize the Markdown lint output in the diff, but they don't want it to fail. They just want it to be, like when you're looking at an MR and sometimes you see something that says, oh, I've detected this is duplicate code, or the code complexity is a bit high. I'm sure you've probably seen those on MRs, just like highlighting certain stuff in your diff that you can choose to ignore, basically. I think that's pretty much it. They want it to highlight this stuff in the diff, but probably, like, it's no need to cause anything other than a green pipeline sort of thing.
Yeah, I still feel like that should just be the yellow tick.
Um, no, I do see it, like orange exclamation mark, like might suggest there's something wrong, whereas this, there might be, a number of things. It's like, oh, you could do this if you want, but it's not sort of not wrong.
Yeah, I feel like the orange exclamation mark would make you go and have a look at the merge request to see what the linting issues are. As if where it's
Yeah.
green, you're just not going to bother checking.
Yeah, it's green. Everything passed.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then, okay, how about this? How about if you've got hundreds of violations, Markdown lint violations, and you're just changing something or adding something. You don't want all those previous violations to, do you know what I mean? All you want to see is the code quality for your new section. So that would be quite a good example of use case, I think, where in your diff, you'd only see what you've changed, and therefore you'd see the code quality findings for that. Whereas if your pipeline failed until you had resolved all the hundreds or thousands of violations that were done historically, or not failed, but the exclamation mark, maybe? I don't know.
There's maybe another thing. If a job fails, does it show the code quality thingy on the MRs?
I think that that's what this does. You say went always. I think so, anyway. Linted failures. So anyway, yeah, what I was going to look at, there was an interesting conversation. So I made some changes to this component to basically add support for the output formatters. And there's a couple of things. First of all, I realized that I introduced some I don't know, debt, if that's the right word. So initially I had an outer if, and then it did something, and then there was an inner if, and it did something else in there. But after a bit of a refactor, I ended up without, like, it doesn't do anything inside this outer if. So I realized now that I can just combine this into a single if statement. So it makes sense for me to quickly do that. I think that would work. And then there's an interesting conversation. I rarely pin a version. I tend to just use like the untagged, which I guess uses latest.
Yeah.
Which my theory is pretty much that I always want the latest and greatest, and if something breaks and I then have to pin the version, then I just do that if and when I need to do it. But because this is like a GitLab maintained component, like we need to conform to like breaking changes, etc. Which is again really interesting because I've never thought about my versions. I've always been like, oh well, this seems like a tiny change, I'll bump the patch. This seems like a reasonable change, I'll bump the minor version. Oh, this seems like a big change, or we've reached quite a high number. Let's bump the major release. But actually, I think technically they're saying the major is for breaking changes. So essentially, yeah, in future we can basically, we'll bump our major version. I would say when they bump their minor, when they bump their major version, but apparently the markdown link component is currently on 0.1.3. And it doesn't seem that they're sort of properly adhering to. Is that basically semantic versioning, Marco?
Yeah,
Semantic.
kind of, yeah.
I was going to say semantic versioning. Anything less than like a 0 dot something release means anything goes.
Yeah.
The second number really is like there could be breaking changes. It could just be like new features and stuff. And then the very last one is still patch. But yeah, for a 0 point something, it could mean breaking changes between them.
So forget about the zero. If it was 1 point something, you're saying even minor versions could have breaking changes in?
No.
If it's 1 point something, no.
Okay.
That's
cool.
1 point something is supposed to be like the first stable, and then no breaking changes until 2 point something.
Yeah.
But less than one, then yeah, anything could break.
The way
Awesome.
if you make any change, well, not really the way I see it, but how it's documented. If you make any change that breaks the compatibility with the previous version, you bump the major. If you basically every other kind of change apart from patches and bug fixes should go on the minor version, because that way you still have the patch version if you have to go, for example, to an older version and retrofit a bug fix and stuff like that.
Or when I was at IntelliHR, packages for the code base were always pinned at the lowest level, like right down to the patch level kind of thing. And we would not manually, we had an automated bot that would bump them as they got released. For Docker images, we'd actually pin it based on the SHA hash to make sure we're getting the exact same
Gotcha.
exact same tag, because technically a tag can be updated with completely new images that are wildly different from previous tags of the same name.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
go for some images, you see that versions that were released years before they have been updated like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
So
if I'm going to fix these things, so I'm going to pin this. I sort of see your theory about the SHA, but I think that's going to be quite hard to interpret and understand. So probably in this instance, I'll just pin it to the version.
yeah, it is kind of frustrating pinning to the SHA, but yeah, there is the possibility that this
safer.
Yeah, version 0.13 could be based on Ubuntu 18.04 at the moment, and then next week you might bump it to 24.04.
And
then
I guess
it's wildly different base image now.
The problem, although it seems safer with SHA, there's a possibility that they would upload a new version with the same, a new version with the same version essentially But then they might
yeah.
delete the old one, so that SHA would then be invalid, and that would cause it.
Well, the SHA can't. I mean, as far as I'm aware, the SHAs don't get invalidated. Like they're always
Well, but
around.
you can delete a tag, right? You can delete a release or whatever you want to call it, an upload. So
You can
if they
delete a tag. I don't know if that deletes the SHA. I'm not sure how Docker Hub
so
prunes things.
how's your bash anyway? Like, do you know, does that look like the right syntax to combine these two if statements? Or
Is this Bash or is this what is it?
Too many.
Sean? No, so is
uh,
it running, is it actually running the Bash command or is it just running SH?
let's have a look.
Too many shells.
Because Bash has, oh yeah, see, command SH. Yeah, it looks like it's SH because then you can't do Bashisms. In which case, I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Is our mate here?
You could provide the first if and tell it to simplify it.
What have we got? If something is not equal to an empty array. Wait, no, the literal.
Helps
What
if I actually
input?
paste in the what? Oh my god!
Um,
It takes into context what you've highlighted. I didn't know that.
did you right click and do the GitLab thing?
No, I forgot to paste
Yeah.
in what I copied to the clipboard, and I was like, "Damn it!" And it just
If you
knew.
right click on your selected text, GitLab Duo.
Yeah.
Factor.
Oh, I thought there was another one. Yeah, refactor might help as
So
well.
it's
But I
actually
thought that
saying just to use and that looks a bit more sort of like obvious and safe, maybe.
I was looking at line 35.
Oh, because you have -a for the end instead of the.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Alexa, stop.
I don't know if does SH support and?
Guess we'll find. I'm sure it. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Only one way to find out, I figure. Right. So what have I? So I've pinned the version and I've simplified. So I don't know what I call it. Does it even need a change log? I don't. I'm not good at these. Pin, markdown, link, CLI to Docker image version. It's so funny. I've got so used to. I think I've told you before that like my old company's GitLab instance, basically there was a bot and automation setup that would automatically create merge requests when you pushed a new branch. I'm so used to that I find it so unintuitive to have to create a merge request after pushing code now.
Don't you do the -o?
Well, not from
-o
the web
create dot merge
IDE,
request?
not from the web IDE, you don't. And I must admit, I don't know. I don't tend to do it. I don't know if it uses like templates and if it does various other bits and stuff. So I probably avoid it for that as well.
I think when I do it on the GitLab repo, I think it just uses the default template, but obviously doesn't fill anything in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got to fill it in anyway, so I'll just do it after the merge request has been created.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So nothing has exploded. I'm guessing that's basically worked. I don't quite know if I can look at the output and understand. I mean, essentially, it's not complaining, right? So,
Yeah, that's good then.
I think that means it's worked. And yeah, so this is using the default formatter.
This is all your children things, isn't it?
Yeah, that downstream pipelines.
Downstream pipelines, that's it.
Works really nicely. The only sort of caveat is, yeah, that seems to have done the trick. The only caveat is that where the markdown lint has generated this code quality report, it doesn't fetch that into the merge request. And although I haven't actually changed any markdown, if I had, I wouldn't see the visualization. So really, I haven't actually consumed this component, or maybe I have somewhere. But I really need to consume this component to actually see it in all its glory. So pin markdown. Yeah, I think I'm going to merge that.
Easy. Right.
Yeah. What's that, sorry, Marco?
Do you tag versions for this component?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. I was like, oh damn, I forgot to, but actually that's separate process. So
You should use the changelog trailer.
yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh.
But so 1.2.0 would be fine for this, or 1.1.1, or
What was the change? Was that a new feature?
So the default, I called it feature, but it's not really a feature. So technically, anyone that's using this, it won't be a break-in. It depends how you interpret it. It was using like latest, which is currently version 0.1.3, which is what I've pinned it to. So there's not going to be any immediate behavioral changes, but when they start bumping, or if they start bumping the actual release, then people who are using the default input value of this component will no longer get the latest version. They would have to change their input. So you could consider it breaking in a way, I guess.
You could consider this one a breaking change and then move on from basically from version 2 onwards. The Docker image is pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we would, if we update the pinned version, that would be a breaking change, I figure, as well, that we'd have to bump the major release.
I think if you're bumping just the pin, then I'd probably do it as the second column.
But my understanding is that changing the version of that component is likely to change like the rules and other things, and therefore it's all of a sudden someone's pipeline that was passing is going to break.
It depends on how in this case, the markdown lint Docker image version. Well, I don't think they're using the major version to say something breaking, but when you bump it, you could have a look at the version in between if they have a changelog to see if they mention a breaking change in there.
Yeah, I guess I have to go to GitHub to. Where are releases?
Scroll. I think we've got a change log.
Here we go.
Releases up a bit.
Oh. The previous one?
What happens if you click on the releases thing? That.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there aren't any. Same.
If you go back to the code, though, is there a change log?
Helpful.
Yay.
Yeah. That's better. Add no banner and Gitnog. Reduce install size. Add more detail to some error message. So things like this, in my eyes, are a bit too vague for me to sort of really understand.
Yeah.
But if you look at the version 12, you have the remove deprecated, and that's like if you went
Definitely a breaking change. Yeah.
if you went from 11 to 12, that would have been a breaking change.
Yeah. So we could interpret, we could use a bit of, but for now we think this should probably be a 2.0.0 because yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
And then, oh, you're not adding a message?
No, so what happens is it will pull the change log together itself from the
Okay.
trailers, from the commits.
How is that working?
It's quite straightforward. The release component just basically has this, like,
Okay.
I really want to say release component. It's not a component. It's just a job. I really want to create this as a component, but someone,
I was just
I
going to
think,
say
was
that
like,
sounds like something that should be its own component.
yeah, I'm going to see if anyone's done it yet. There seems to be a little bit of pushback on like nested components, but I don't see the problem really, you know. Is it still running? Or did it not work? Did it fail? Maybe I was just a bit eager. There we go. What
No
happened to my
changes.
change? What happened to my change log?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I bet it got squashed.
Oh,
I'm sure I put a change log trailer in.
did you? On
Yeah.
the
Well,
You
no,
got an
this
uppercase F.
pulls this pulls the commit message, so it's lost it in the squash basically.
Does that uppercase F make a difference? Because I always do it all
No,
lowercase.
no, it comes out however you put it in essentially. I mean, I don't particularly think
Okay.
of it as a feature, but so now I'm going to have to really foobar the system, aren't I? So let's releases. Or I suppose I could just paste it in. What do they look like?
But did you squash the comments on the MR?
Well, there was only one commit, so it shouldn't have even really let me squash them. But I think what it is somewhere there'll be a template, and I think the template must be configured to just use the subject rather than the full message.
Yep.
Is that
That's a merge. There you go, squash. It uses the MR title.
If I switch that to, there should be first commit. That
I put that to first multi-line commit because maybe you don't use the first commit with the changelog trailer.
yeah. I'm just going to leave it for the moment, I think. So what was I doing? I was cheating. Copy that, paste that. Find the MR.
No, Rubicop failed. Rubocop.
I don't really know what I should go because it wasn't really a feature, was it? But merge request was 4 and the SHA. Yes, that's what it wants. Would be this. That works.
Can I hijack the end of the session again as well?
Yeah, let's. Please
Oh.
stop sharing.
Oh no, when you're done with this, it's fine.
No, it's all right. I've merged it. I've modified the commit. Not the commit, the release message. it's all good. I've now applied that feedback to pin the version, and yeah, all good.
So, okay, made those changes, pushed them up, and now Rubicop's complaining.
That's annoying that
About-
didn't complain in your when you
I've got it
tried.
disabled.
That'd be why then.
It's, yeah, self-inflicted pain.
Oh, because you're using an active record finding somewhere out.
Yeah, I thought the whole point of the finder was to do active record calls.
No,
So,
not really.
because I'm doing one, I mean, that's a scope, but it's basically the same thing. Do you know what I should be doing?
You should create a method in here, like a static method, I guess, to
A
basically
method or a scope?
uh
I mean, a scope's a method, I guess, isn't it, under the hood?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Um, or model type and ID.
For secret, I guess.
Or with secret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like with is better in that case. With
Although
secret where
with maybe
secret.
sounds more like it's a ball. Like, give me all of
Uh,
the uploads with a secret.
True. By secret?
Yeah.
That for me sounds more like a grouping type operation, but
Naming things hard.
Matching secret?
I think you've used 4 in the line above, so I would use 4 here.
I
don't
haven't.
really-
That was there before.
well, but that's my argument essentially. It's like, give me all of the uploads for this ID and for this type. Give me all of the things for this secret. Like,
So just like that then.
I guess so.
Because I've called this find by secret, because that's what the other finders have. Should I rename that as well now?
No.
No, I think that's fine.
Where
You have the find, which is not group.
Oh, just buy might be enough. Yeah.
copying your CRM stuff, yeah. But yeah, maybe just buy then. Buy secret. Buy secret. What's your model for this? Is it just CRM?
It'll be contact.
That one?
Yeah.
Order by, oh, they're all order buys.
Yeah, I usually see but yeah, the where is also.
Search by state.
Also, I've called it search, and I've
Oh,
made
you've done it as
method rather than a scope. Interesting.
Yeah, because I
yeah.
kind of usually use method to build the logic to fetch the data and scopes to sorting. But yeah, it depends on how you want to do it.
We'll keep it with 4 as a scope for now, because that's what this one's doing.
Yeah. It's just
I wonder if there
for
should be a
me,
Rubocop for that kind of stuff.
just kind of looks like shorthand to me for creating the method, isn't it? It's basically like, instead of using a block method, using a, I don't know what you call the curly brace, an inline method, basically.
Inline method, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all. Find by secret, uploads for secret, adding the for secret scope.
You
I'll
want
fix
to
my test because I forgot to.
want to try
Sorry?
to run look up on that file to make sure it doesn't complain anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I run Rubocop?
It's Rubocop and then path to the file.
No,
Do
because
bundle
I'm not
exec.
running GDK. I'm using GCK.
If you use
Oh.
bundle exec Robocop, you should be all right.
Yeah, that's the other. Oh no, not like that.
No. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just going to throw an error that it doesn't exist.
Okay.
And then the finder. Yay.
but you also changed the model.
Oh, but this is using where's everywhere, so it should be fine.
Famous last words, right?
There's a
Yeah.
we'll see.
Sorry, you can only have 3 scopes in a file. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's good.
Cool.
Awesome.
All
Right,
right.
lunchtime. Have a
All
great
right.
rest of your evening, Andrew. Have a great day, Marco, and catch you soon.
Will
Yep.
do. Thank you, guys. Catch you next
Bye-bye.
time.